What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another more Pegasus video. Now, in this one, I'm guessing this is the one that's going to have Hasan reacting to the MeatCanyon video, the one I did yesterday. I already did one of of Asmongold's reaction. Had a little bit of Hasan in it, which was glorious. I love it. Of course, he sits there and tries to insult centrists as if there's something wrong with being like dead center and not like so far left or so far right. It's kind of funny. But before we fully get into this, make sure you guys check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 and get 10% off. I get a little bit of kickback, helps me out. W is an energy drink supplement company that makes zero sugar, non-jittery energy drinks, multiple different flavors and shakers and all of that. Just came out with a new flavor called Savage Gummy Bears. Hopefully they kind of come out with like a new collab, deals with like One Piece and like flavors out like different devil fruits. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm curious on where this goes because it says MeatCanyon situation just got worse. Like that doesn't surprise me with Hasan. So we will see how this goes, guys.
Series so corny, even Hasan subscribed. In today's video, Hasan has finally reacted to his MeatCanyon video and he is coping hard. He desperately tries to calm down his ravenous audience who are itching to hunt down a Hasan hater. Then he calls MeatCanyon a centrist Andy because he made fun of Asmon and Hasan.
I wouldn't call him a centrist. I'd say he has more liberal views than anything. He's just not crazy.
Actual political brain rot. He somehow presents being centrist as a bad thing because he's that radical. XQC has
Yeah, he did kind of do that in the Hasan clip, or not the Hasan clip I saw. Well, actually, it was a clip of Hasan, but the one Asmongold did on his clips channel.
Responded calling Hasan a parasite, and Hasan is not happy. Hasan is now pretending to be a military expert trying to cover breaking news involving Iran.
Oh,
he claims the U.S. military should just refuse service and go to prison, he says from his safe and sound $3 million Hollywood mansion. He claims every bit of pro-U.S.
I bet he wouldn't do that. I can guarantee you he
news
wouldn't.
is propaganda and starts rooting for the terrorists. He learns the U.S. pilot was rescued from Iran and immediately doubts the news. Bro is rooting for the other side. Asmon is clowning Hasan for his horrible outfits. Subscribe to piss off Hasan. Always a valid reason.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, welcome back everybody. So last time, Hasan was getting memed on by animator MeatCanyon, who made an animation about him shocking his dog.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, who's he?
去年了，放我走，差点飞油我砍。
What the fuck are you saying?
Fire, please!
Now, he also made fun of Asmongold and several other streamers in the past, like XQC, but nobody is as butthurt as Diddy Piker here. He instantly brought up Israel, saying that that's his biggest op, and he's actually focused on adult things. He doesn't have time for memes, guys.
You know who's throwing massive shade my way? The nation state of Israel. This is the adult drama, right? The MeatCanyon thing is not even drama at all. So.
Well, after being bullied by his chat, he finally reacted to the video. And I find it funny how he has to like pre-warn the audience and prep them. Hasan reacts to his MeatCanyon feature.
I forgot to watch the MeatCanyon video. At least show me the parts that I'm in the MeatCanyon video and I can react to it and get angry. Where does it? MeatCanyon. Let's see. Discord mods are the worst. 20 minutes in. About to get both sides. I don't even think MeatCanyon is like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he's like that at all. Like I say, he's homies with Noel Miller. So, and also, you guys need to be way chiller about the shit.
Don't kick me.
Yeah, he's not a bad person. He's a nice person in general. He has good. He has a pretty solid politics.
Guys, wait, calm down. We'll decide after watching the video if we actually want to ruin his life and harass him for the rest of eternity, right? Trust me, guys, he has solid politics. He's a lefty like me, preferably radical lefty, right? He better be, or, we'll be posting his address tomorrow. Anyway, so he finally reacts to the video, and he's trying his best to not seem butthurt about the situation. Obviously, last time he was pre-molding before watching the video. video. So this time, he's trying to cope and smile, but then he calls him like a centrist because he made fun of both sides. Everything is political, guys.
He uses my name to clout chase and just clip farm. It's fucking bogus, man. Seriously.
Hasan's talking about you on a stream again? He's such a fucking parasite, guy. Seriously.
Yo, chat, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Can you guys excuse me for 1 second?
The clip farming's going great. We're gonna make so much money together.
Oh God, classic both sides. I mean, it's
yes,
funny.
my love,
it's
you're
whatever.
doing great.
Will you please kiss me to hold me over until stream is done?
Only if you kiss me.
Oh God, it's so politically it's cringe, but it's funny. It's
That's
whatever.
super
Politically, it's cringe.
Oh, centrist Andy over here.
What does politics have to do with the fact that it's making fun of like the both of you?
Wait, who's this guy? Kaya, please!
I'm gonna talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, you gonna talk about it? You wanna hit it again?
Let me do one. Let me zap her. Kaya!
Yeah, Hasan watching this and going, wait a minute, did this guy install a camera in my house? Because that's exactly how I shock my dog. I also do, in fact, force her to speak in Chinese. And of course, leave it to Hasan to make every single thing political. Guys,
Right.
Politically, this is kind of cringe, right? Politically
Right?
speaking, you know?
Makes no
Politically
sense.
speaking, of course. I don't know what he
It
meant by
makes no sense to
centrist
add
Andy.
politics in
I
there.
guess if you're a true liberal, you would only make fun of Asmongold and not Hasan, right? So this is MeatCanyon capitulating to his audience, trying to be a centrist Andy, according to Hasan, of course. Yeah, Hasan, I don't think everything is a political statement, right? He's just sort of poking fun at, you know, weird and wacky things. So then he starts watching more of it, and his smile is dropping rapidly. The copium is fading.
John PG! I can't hold it in any longer. You need to make love to me right now.
Oh, so gross. It's gross. It's
Oh my
gross
God,
to
so
fucking
funny.
put the. Ugh.
Ugh.
This is what people were freaking out about. Yeah, the whole. Oh, Hasan and Asmongold have a symbiotic relationship where they both benefit. Like, yeah, no, I'm definitely good on that.
Oh, yeah!
At least he made Kaya speak Mandarin. MeatCanyon lovers with Wendigoon, who's kind of like Southern coded Hasan that likes guns. You're in it again at the end. In compensation for this torture, please pay my college debt. I mean, it's fine. Who gives a shit? It's like a hacky bit. Yes,
Oh, God, glad to be out.
How did we get outside? Who wants Panda Express?
Who wants Panda Express?
That's it. Same size of the Griff Spectrum slop. That's it. And Kaya is a Chinese asset. I mean, at least he made you Jack. Yeah.
Oh my
You got the
God.
nail biting though. That's true. He did. Designer brand on the T-shirt.
Holy shit, bro. The amount of lobotomites in his chat. They're always trying to, I mean, they learn from Hasan, right? So they learn from the best. So they're also trying to make it into some sort of a political statement. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
he's
figure.
portraying you guys as equally bad guys. MeatCanyon being the centrist Andy, of course. Oh my God. Is he
Centrist
actually implying that you are as bad as Asmongold? Dude, obviously it's just for the memes. Like, if anything, you should probably be grateful that you weren't clowned on more. And if
Right.
it's true what you actually said, that you guys share similar politics, God, I hope he doesn't align with the terrorist support, because then we have another conversation to have. But yeah, if you say that, okay, you're on the same side of politics, or you have like these mutual friends and you get along well, then I really wonder if this is you sort of like evaluating him online, right? Oh, is this okay to joke about, right? Because we all know that during the QT Cinderella Streamer Awards, for example, you have to approve the dog shocking jokes through Hasan first, right? Hasan would have his jokes pre-approved because he's a thin-skinned man baby.
There were jokes in the monologue that you had about me and Kaya that I had, of course, said yes to ahead of time.
I mean, it really must
Oh
be
my
super
God.
fun to be friends with Hasan, right? You can't even be your
Any jokes, you have to make sure you tell me before so that I cannot react to it the way I probably would react to it. Just freak out. That's basically what he's saying. That's kind of ridiculous, dude. A joke's a joke. Come the fuck on.
yourself or joke around with him because he's so uptight and he's always trying to evaluate every single one of your statements through like a political filter, right? You could say the most
Insane.
apolitical statement of all time, be like, well, this orange juice tastes pretty good. Hasan will bring up the name of the fucking orange juice company connected to Israel somehow and be like, well, it looks like you're a fascist. Only fascists love orange juice. You think that's a stretch, but watch him actually do it. So then he says that Meat Canyon is presenting his politics in a dog shit manner, as if this video was him presenting his politics at all.
Yeah, his art style is great. He's very he is a very talented guy. And like I said, he's homies with Noel Miller. I'm sure his politics are not as like dog shit as the way he presents it here. And is not like, oh, these guys are both the same. It's just mostly, I suspect it's mostly just hacky shit. You know, he is talented, but this was atrocious. You guys need to be less serious about this stuff. The creator is MeatCanyon, and the video is Discord mods are the worst. Noel Miller still fuck with you? Yeah. Is peanut? Yeah, is burnt peanut humor a little bit?
Oh yeah, he's like burnt peanut a little bit. Yeah,
He doesn't like
reminder,
burnt peanut.
this is what Hasan had to say about the burnt peanut who made a dog shocking joke.
Bro, this is the number one streamer of Israel. Israel's finest. Israel did its very best to be like, let's get Dr. Disrespect, but without the kid diddling.
Yep,
my
sounds
God.
about right. You're kind of acting like Israel right now, bro. But
Yep,
you know, in
yep,
this
totally,
case, I'm actually
totally.
totally cool with it, right? I like your politics, Mr. Meat Guy. You know what? My community is too uptight. You know, I'm the cool one here, obviously. They need to be less serious. Funniest thing is, it's your community, so that's kind of how you've trained them to be attack dogs
Exactly.
towards anything that is against you, basically all the time. So then he talks about how Meat Canyon actually talked about ICE before, and he's more liberal in his politics, and therefore Hasan's community needs to not attack him, right? So basically the implication is, if Meat Canyon was more centrist or right-wing, or a centrist right-wing Democrat, as Hasan says, then you're free to attack him, right? Then you're free to go and fucking ruin his entire livelihood. But thank God, he's actually a lefty, guys. And I guess he's not just a lefty, but he's crossed that sort of threshold to which Hasan says, oh, it's okay. It's okay, right? And then the other possibility is that he's kind of afraid of his audience because Meat Canyon's a very big creator.
You had a video shitting on ICE. Chad is just being defensive of you. Yeah, no, it's the classic. It's the classic. Like, look, any content creator on the internet, okay, any content creator on the internet has to literally lean into the apolitical audience, and the best possible way to do the apolitical audience, the best possible way to farm an apolitical audience is by being like, I call balls and strikes. And obviously, you know, someone like Hasan is pretty much the same as someone like Asmongold, right? Like I'm above it all. Like that's the mentality that people present. But
Well, like the thing is, Hasan, you and Asmongold are two different sides of the same coin. Okay, one difference is Asmon actually does gaming stuff and doesn't just do straight political stuff. You're a political grifter for one side and one side only, and technically is not even the left at all, considering you said yourself that you hate the left. So it's more of you are a commie socialist who wants Muslim regime to take over the whole world. Because you refuse to talk ill about Muslim culture when it comes to how horrible actions that they have. Kind of like when you refuse to accept the October 7th incident, when you refuse to actually accept the fact that, like, you know, the Iranian regime killed a whole bunch of their innocent civilians. You don't want to believe the numbers. Then you took back the whole October 7th happened, but it doesn't change my mind on why, you know, I support the Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, and all that, because Israel kills people. It's like, those people didn't kill nobody. Those young ladies didn't, like, hurt nobody, so they didn't deserve to get raped. But you were totally fine with it because you're a horrible human being.
That's it. You know, it is what it is. He's a very talented guy, and I don't think his politics are anywhere near as like centrist as he presents it in that bit.
Bro, what the fuck are you on about? He did not present shit. This wasn't like a political video. And also,
none of his videos are. Like, he is a comic writer. He does like literal comic animations, and he makes fun of people. He does not do political stuff. I mean, he did a video talking about politics, kind of, but not even really. It was literally about ICE and how he didn't support it and stuff.
Here is that being centrist is a bad thing. So apparently,
I don't think so.
seeing both sides
centrist.
and realizing that both sides have their pros and cons, that's a bad thing, right? Being neutral is
Apparently.
actually a bad thing.
Apparently.
And then he wonders why people call him a radical. Also,
Yeah.
Hasan goes that, oh, he's leaning into the apolitical audience. No, Hasan, that's actually his audience because
Yeah.
that's the content he does. Like, it's random animations, or it's stuff like on his second channel, he'll be doing like some random like commentary-ish type stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to actually lean into anything.
Which is funny about YouTubers is they'll create like 10 different channels instead of having all their content on one channel because they want to build the biggest audience like all together instead of having their audience all in one spot because, well, they might say something on one channel that the other channel might not like. And in my opinion, that seems disingenuous a little bit, which is why I put everything on my one channel and my one channel only, right? Like, literally, every big name YouTuber will have multiple channels. Now, the only difference is I've seen when it came to that is Asman with his Clips channel. His Clips channel is basically, his channel is just, he shortens his videos down to like a couple minutes. So, I don't really have an issue with that, but when there's like other people, they'll have like, oh, here's my gaming channel, here's my political channel, here's my vlogs channel, here's my podcast channel. It's like, just put everything on one thing. Like, you would have one big channel and like, what, you afraid of your fans or something?
When your content is wacky animations, it's obviously a more apolitical audience, right? In fact, anyone who's not a political commentator such as yourself usually has a more apolitical audience, right? But Hasan would not be able to look at anything through the lens of that because his mind is just surrounded by fucking politics, Israel, shocking his dog, Asmongold. There's only a few things that sort of occupy his headspace. All right, here we got the replies, and of course, number one, Eric, back at it again. Bro, I swear you're
How is
paid
this funny?
to
It was
get the
hilarious.
top reply. This makes no sense, man. Like, honestly, how are you doing this? Eric goes, how is this funny? Hasan never
It was
even did
hilarious.
anything to his dog,
he
question
did.
mark? Was
Yes, he
this
did.
just an attack by the MAGA right that made the low IQ crew fall for? Not even kind of funny. Congrats, man. Bait used to be believable. Ultimate fucking rage baiter here. F off, Eric. It's a cartoon. It's Mr. Eric. Of course, the lawyer, apparently. He absolutely did, and you were 100% lying to yourself if you watch the video where he reaches over and presses something, then his dog yelps. Not
Yep.
to even mention the follow-up done in the specific collar, and how he admits to taking his dog to a trainer who uses shock collars. Just mob mentality. Dumb
Just mob
people get
mentality,
tricked
oh
by
my
it.
God.
Now notice how he addressed every argument here, right? Notice how he pulled up the clip and pointed out exactly how Hasan did shock his dog. That's why we all love Mr. Eric. He always provides the facts and logic, of course. Can you explain why his explanation at first was that he was reaching for a Zin, but he clearly didn't grab a Zin? Why
Right.
lie? No reply. I guess his 18 hours of Twitter time for the day was up. Bro, I seen you in every Hasan thread white knighting this commie like you're trying to top off baby alien in the bang bus for another role. Get a life, brother. Bot reply. That's hilarious coming from you. But he's
Right.
making fun of Asmongold and Hasan. How is this right wing? My attention was grabbed against my wishes due to the fake shocking incident that MAGA adjacents have framed Hasan as. People who think he didn't shock his dog are failing
MAGA
the litmus
adjacent.
test for mental illness. You were tricked by your mob lol. Learn to think for yourself outside of the hive mind. You fucking... Alright, that's enough rage bait for today. See you next time, bozo. And the fact you're doing this for free, truly commendable, bro.
Right.
Can this man not find a single shred of joy in life? What are you talking about? He's very happy when he shocks his dog.
dude's
Hasan's
totally
handler
hoping
10
Hasan
minutes before the
makes it.
stream. Handler. Now remember, Hasan, today you have to react to that MeatCanyon video to prove you have a sense of humor and can take a joke. No spurging out. You can't get toxic because of a little playful fun. But what if it makes me mad and hurts my feelings? When that happens, just make a little joke or laugh. Ah, you got it, Chief, as long as it keeps the Gucci rolling. What do we say about the word Chief? That is cultural appropriation and a no-no word. That's right, now go get him, Tiger. And yeah, that part. Now, who's the handler? Is it Froggen? Holy, she has produced the stream again. Lovely job, Froggen. maybe, just maybe, not everything and everyone is some rabid psycho obsessed about politics like Hasan, and they just want to
Right.
make funny, disturbing videos about current pop culture. No, let's not be ridiculous now. Also, I'm so confused. What is happening with like Twitter and
Yeah, it's not like that's what MeatCanyon has done since he started his channel. Like, since day one, that's what he's always done. It's kind of ridiculous that these people act like he's never done this before.
YouTube, everywhere on the internet? Suddenly, I'm seeing the comments are not sorted by the likes. It's always like, I don't know, there's a bunch of comments with no likes, and then later you scroll down and you see like more liked. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Right, anyway, so XQC responded and apparently started another beef.
放我走，他们非要我看。
What the fuck are you saying?
Kaya, please!
Oh, Hasan and Asmongold have a symbiotic relationship where they both benefit. Like, yeah, no, I'm definitely good on that.
Oh, yeah.
Chat. It's not symbiotic relationship. Chat. It's parasitic, because I'm gonna say the real truth. Hasan jumped on Destiny back in days, and he suckled all the clout he could, and then he got away from his host until he found a new host. That's not. Guys, that's parasitic nature.
I mean, no lie
ain't
said there.
wrong.
Hasan is the biggest fucking parasite. He
I mean, he's not wrong. Since the day that Asmon ended up doing the video about Hasan has literally orbited around Asmongold, looking for anything at all that makes him look like he is racist, or he's a Nazi, or like he's a Zionist, or whatever, right? He's looking constantly.
absolutely tries to suck off clout from anyone he can get his hands on. Did you know, guys, he's actually a big fan of Jason the Ween. Big
Oh,
fan
God.
of I Show Speed. What do they have in common? Absolutely nothing, except they're popular streamers, and they're a full decade younger than him. How do you do, fellow kids? Just exclusively trying to leech clout. How feral of a fan base you have that you have to tell them to settle down before even watching the video? Pretty feral. He's 100% fuming inside. Don't worry, it comes outside too. Bro is so mad. No, not mad. He's only annoyed, as we'll see. Hasan begging his audience to not harass or hate on MeatCanyon just for a cartoon. Says all you need to know about his community. That's him though. Like he is his community. That's just how it is. He's literally
Right.
holding back the attack dogs, right?
The
And
attack
he's
dogs.
basically holding a gun to MeatCanyon, going like, "Yeah, hey, buddy, just
At least he
going
had trigger
forward, you know,
discipline and didn't have
make
his
sure
finger
you're
on the
as
trigger."
radically lefty as you can possibly
Crazy.
be, because the second you step out of line, you know, we're going after you." Anyways, Hasan responded, "It takes offense at being compared to XQC." Basically, a chatter told Hasan to relax because MeatCanyon also made an entire video about XQC, right? He isn't exclusively covering Hasan. This isn't some like hate campaign against him. He's covered a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And in XQC's video, he actually portrays it
Like, shoot, the one of Moist Critical and fucking Sneeko was so awesome. I love that.
is way worse, right? Like this absolute greedy freak who's hoarding a bunch of money, and it was just some weird shit like his maids trying to escape
Oh
with
my
a
God,
bunch
I
of
love
money.
Wait, is that my maids? What is all that?
Why don't we just take some here and leave? You could spot us at any time.
Well, that's actually pretty accurate. That's just like...
We should do it right.
Chat, you know, because people who miss the streams, like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's crazy, chat.
Yeah, so it wasn't the best portrayal, let's just say, but Hasan still takes it too seriously.
Love it.
I made a whole video about XQC. You need to relax. Are we comparing my contributions to the American political sphere the same as
God.
like XQC's contributions to the gambling debt? XQC's contributions to child gambling? It's fucking insane. Don't lean into that. Yeah, I'm not even
Dude.
annoyed by the Kaya thing. I'm annoyed by the Asmongold.
Dude, he's not comparing you because of that. He's comparing you because you're a Twitch streamer. That is what the comparison is, man. Like, oh my God.
and Hasan are
But,
two sides of the
oh,
same coin shit
I've been doing
more than
politics.
anything else.
I'm not ashamed.
Wait, what do you mean, Hasan? Annoyed? I thought you loved it. He was smiling, guys.
Right?
What? Weren't you laughing and having a good time? Oh, wait, almost like it
That
was
is
Coke.
fake as shit.
Also, this colossal regard actually thinks that because MeatCanyon made a video on XQC and Hasan, that means it's a comparison of their characters.
Right.
Oh, well, he made one video about XQC that was 2 to 3 minutes longer than Hasan. Therefore, he actually doesn't like XQC more. Therefore, he's actually a left-winger, actually. Like, he's unironically doing that sort of maths in his head. He's a fucking, like... Bro, lighten up, holy shit. You're such a loser. Like, I can't stress it enough. I mean, of course, the guy who consistently has to reiterate that, hey guys, I'm actually taking the joke so well. Look, I'm smiling. Yeah, you're not taking the joke well at all. Also, him talking about his contributions to the American political sphere. Buddy, all you've done is raise a cult of fucking morons and collectively...
Not only a cult of morons, but a cult of people who like hate themselves, such as if they're white, they hate white people, they hate America, they literally support terrorism. They're a bunch of crazy people.
Lowered the IQ of thousands and thousands of people. You should have been locked up years ago, and I can't wait. The debunker exposed the lie he pulled with the shock collar, so anyone who pointed this out is forever on his shit list. And that's just a little funny with how fragile his ego is.
Right?
Yeah, and he did this after Hasan was shitting on him for like the past year. He has such a grand view of himself and his own importance without seemingly understanding how ridiculous it looks. It's seriously embarrassing. Yeah, he really has to like put on a front, but I imagine when the cameras are off, he's always like, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this, you know? I can't believe I'm lying constantly day to day. He just has to pretend, put on a brave face while deep inside knowing that he's just a clown. Shocking! Oh, look at the terror in Kaya's eyes. Hasan, what you actually meant to say is that your contributions is anti-Americanism and animal abuse.
Yes.
Disregard actually thinks he contributes to politics. Oh, he definitely contributes, just not positively. He moved the camera so you can't see Kaya in the saw trap. Please, saw traps are child's play. You have no idea what sort of horror Hasan is hooked up Kaya's bed to. Did Hasan run from a debate challenge by XQC? Yes, he did. Moving on to Hasan covering some breaking news involving Iran. And here he basically says that the U.S. military should just go to prison.
What? A second U.S. combat aircraft, an A-10 Warthog, crashed near the Strait of Hormuz. The pilot safely rescued at the roughly the same time an F-15. What the f?
Really?
Hey, yo! Unbelievable, dude. Unfreaking believable. An Iranian capture of U.S. pilots.
People really think that his emotional responses are real? Like, holy shit, dude. That was like some of the fakest shit I've ever seen.
Be a turning point in the war with Iran. God damn, dude.
That lady looks so uncomfortable near him.
What a day.
Saying that Iranian forces had shot down the U.S. fighter jet overnight, with Iranian state media releasing images of the wreckage of that jet. And
bro, this was so funny. The way that the American media was covering this issue was, I'm sorry, kind of funny. Okay, it's devastating for the pilots, but also it's going to be quite difficult for me to feel a sense of sympathy for American Air Force pilots when I know what they're doing. They're responsible for a litany of war crimes. Like,
really?
Here's an alternative. Don't do that, right? Quit. Better to be in prison.
Right, of course. So
if that's the case, Hasan, you should be held accountable for your capitalist blood statement that you said that their blood should be running in the streets and you need to kill those people. Literally, you should now be held accountable for that, because if you want Trump to be held accountable for January 6th, you should be held accountable for literally calling people to violence.
Better to be in prison. So this is what Hasan thinks of the people protecting his dumbass.
Right.
Hasan, you're sitting in a $3 million Hollywood mansion, and you don't even realize the only reason you're safe and sound is because of the military. Now, sure, obviously, you can disagree with maybe certain actions or policies, or not even like certain, like, you know, generals or whatever. But the thing is, he's not talking about one specific person or someone who did one specific thing that he didn't like. He hates the entire military. He literally hates the people who protect his ass. I mean, it's pretty obvious he wishes veterans get PTSD, right? Just like his pal Froggen.
Oh, God.
You really can't expect much from these two people.
Do you even have your balls remaining, or did a fucking IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the fuck up. Go enjoy your fucking PTSD.
So respectful, isn't he?
You.
U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
And the funny thing is, both these people are Muslim, and in my opinion, they should be denaturalized and sent to the country that they support so much.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Ironically,
and
she has no health insurance.
He used this argument before of, oh yeah, you should just refuse orders. You should just refuse to enlist in the military and just go to prison, right? He said this about Ethan's wife, Ela. She should have gone to prison at age 18 and actually just go to jail instead of serving her mandatory service, right? Essentially saying she should have gone to prison for being born in a certain place. Yeah, Hasan, turns out it's not that fucking easy, right? Because, when people confronted you about your tax dollars, your American tax dollars funding bombs that are killing civilians, then suddenly Hasan's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just one of the many people paying taxes. Yeah, wow. It's funny how that works, Hasan. I think you should turn yourself in, not for the tax or anything, just for being a colossal fucking regard. Like, holy shit, you net negative to society. But no, according to Hasan, everyone else should go to prison, right? Everybody he doesn't like. Honestly, like, if every U.S. military person was in prison, then you wouldn't be able to peacefully live in your $3 million mansion. I'm sure a bunch of people don't like you, pal. Like, you're lucky you're being protected. You should be grateful. But of course, that's just not in your vocabulary. So then he talks about propaganda from news sources, right? And obviously very ironic considering the media this guy consumes.
What I consider to be at least like quite illustrative of the way that the media is trying to massage the war efforts is the fact that CNN International PR...
Massage? That is a weird word to use for that.
...did this piece right after they found the wreckage a couple hours ago, right? Like, this was originally aired, I think, like 6, maybe 7 hours ago. But CNN International PR posted it 4 hours ago. Why is it funny? Because... by that point, there was a search and rescue operation that was being conducted at that point for like 4 hours. Okay? So the fact that they were still like, well, CENTCOM told us it's not real. They have all of their, their fleet is accounted for. It was just like, buddy, I don't know if you're seeing this, but the tail is in front of you. That's our thing. That's our fighter jet. You're looking at pieces of it. It's totally ridiculous to be like, well, what we know at the moment is that the Americans in Central Command have said so far that all their planes are accounted for. I mean, I guess the plane is technically accounted for. It's not a lie. It's just, it's accounted for in Iran. If anything, them saying that only makes them more incompetent. It's just so transparent that they're lying.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about all of this is the very first reply, calling Hasan a freaking terrorist. This terrorist is legitimately happy that Iran did this. Yep. Oh my god, that is hilarious. But yeah, Hasan talking about propaganda is the biggest bit of projection, bro. You literally eat up anything your 5 designated Twitter accounts tell you. Ask Hasan where he gets his news from. It's the Hasanabi fan account, Hasanabi Meme Productions. I mean, don't act like you do any research at all, bro. This guy quite literally looks at the news. If it's pro-USA, he goes, well, we don't really need to report this guy. We need to wait for more evidence to come out. I just want to be very thorough, right? If it's anti-USA, instantly, like on the fucking second it drops, he's like, guys, oh my god, USA like bad. Wow, they're so incompetent. In fact, they should all go to prison because they're committing war crimes. Brother, your existence on social media at this point, that's the war crime. Lock yourself up if you have any shred of remorse. And honestly, I'm starting to see why everybody wants him deported, It's like a level of ungratefulness you could only have living in Hollywood.
Yep.
Right, so then Hasan gives his expert military analysis, of course. Apparently, he knows better than military generals because Hasan is an expert in the art of war.
But what was shocking to me at the very least was that they just don't have enough man pads, I guess. Because, how do you not mobilize? Iran is massive. Iran's a massive country, but how do you not mobilize in specific quadrants, mobile units with man pads immediately to the area, especially as you're in the process of conducting your own search mission to figure out where these incredibly high-profile prisoners of war will be.
Mainly because if they were to do that, it would look like it's an invasion, and they don't want it to look like that. How about, like, use your brain, Hasan?
But yeah, it's unbelievable. Flying low and slow, very dangerous. Yeah, I mean, this is dangerous because you can be targeted with like conventional weapons.
Iran has nothing to shoot those planes down anymore. That's kind of why they're doing it that way. And with the fact that there's still soldiers of Iran there, it's easier to do what they're doing now instead of putting soldiers in harm's way.
At that point, right? Like small arms, and especially depending on how close you get to the ground. But then, I mean, this is at this point, flying.
So you really think an AK-47, which is the typical kind of gun that they use, can shoot at one of those at an effective rate and actually bring one down?
Like this, I feel like it's just all it takes is like one man pad, right?
Bro, why the fuck are you talking? Like, does Hasan's audience literally think that he's some sort of a military expert?
I bet.
Actually,
I bet.
That they're flying too low to the ground. I'm pretty sure you could shoot them down with a pistol. Did I tell you that I'm an expert marksman too? You know, when I was growing up broke, I was hunting in the woods, right? With my family, of course. You know, more broke activities. I was riding on my horse, chasing down deer. Hasan Paika, expert in explosives, expert in geopolitics, expert in warfare, everything, I guess. He's just an all-rounder. I guess it all comes from his 13-year-old degree, right? Very valuable degree in communications. Yeah, just a reminder, Hasan thought Arma 3 footage was real war footage. Complete fucking clown.
Rip. They lit that fucking thing up. Look at the traces. This one is literally Arma 3. It's fake. It's Arma. Oh, god damn it! I hate it!
So then Hasan starts making fun of people who think America is a strong military.
I think another Top Gun movie can unironically single-handedly restore a lot of Americans' fence-sitters' faith in America's force projection capabilities. Yeah, but what I didn't understand is why the pilots didn't, as soon as they ejected from the F-15, why didn't they go to the nearest Iranian airbase and take over an F-14 and then fly out with it? Because, like, that's what you're supposed to do in that situation, right? Like, that's what I've learned you're supposed to do. I thought that was, like, standard operating protocol.
Dude, you watch too many movies.
That's what, Tom Cruise
taught
me is what you're supposed to do. But I guess Israel destroyed all their F-14s, so they can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, hilarious, man. It just doesn't land when you're trying to make fun of average Americans and their knowledge about war. When you're sitting here trying to analyze a war, when you're a Twitch streamer, how does your audience not die laughing at you attempting to explain warfare? They should actually just recruit Hasan. Fire all the war generals, just put Hasan on the job. The extent of his analysis really is, if the USA does something, it's bad, right? If you watch any of his streams, that is the synopsis. And I really wish it was a little more complicated or a little more nuanced, but it's really, he really just sticks to that. You could probably look at like historical footage of America winning a war and Hasan would go, but they were losing like 90% of the time. So then Hasan tries to prove that Iranians actually hate America, and he finds like 10 people walking around with guns.
No, but you see, these guys are actually there to make sure that the American fighter pilot gets a warm welcome. As in, if he lands on Iranian soil and no one has guns, Americans panic because they're like, "Where am I? This must be a communist country or something. No one has guns." So the reason why these guys have guns is to be like, "Hey, we're just like you, American.
You're retarded.
We have guns as well."
You're so stupid. You're so stupid.
Yeah, they have the flags as well to be like, see, this is Iran, very similar to America. We also have guns. Yeah, they're actually bringing comfort guns for the pilot. I figured it out. I'm still working on it. I'm still workshopping exactly how this fits into they're welcoming us as liberators mentality that I've been hearing quite a bit from, every Israeli mouthpiece and every American mouthpiece as well, including my favorite president of all time, Donald Trump. And I guess they're bringing emotional support guns because they're like, oh, you just lost your fighter jet and you probably feel a little scared right now. We wanted to give you this gun as emotional support because this is how Americans operate.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. None of those people
So
would
let
be
me
given
get this
American
straight.
a gun.
Hassan basically finds 10 people walking around with guns and basically implies that the entirety of Iran hates America, right? He's basically saying that they're, hunting down the American pilot. Now, first off, the media put a bounty on the guy. Of course, some people are going to try to find them for their own benefit. Second off, nobody said that there were no pro-regime people. Iran has a lot of people. Not everyone hates the regime. Third off, this obviously doesn't represent every Iranian, right? And you're just being a colossal douchebag as always, right? And of course, Hassan is absolutely ecstatic, super happy. It's like his birthday, right? Honorary birthday that an American pilot was stranded in Iran. He literally just loves when anything bad happens to the U.S. or any American citizen.
Yes.
Now, here we are in the future. The pilot actually got rescued, right? Both pilots got rescued. And I can't wait to see Hassan's crash out over that because what do you mean they rescued the pilot? But they commit war crimes. You should put them in prison. Yeah, you first, Hassan. I feel like if another country like nukes the USA, Hassan would just be out on the streets like celebrating, like, thank you, we're a cancer. You should totally wipe us out. Absolutely demented. So anyways, he hears of a rescue, right? And then he immediately doubts it. And I can't believe it. My prediction literally came true like minutes later. Anytime anything pro-USA is reported, he goes, well, I'm not sure about that. Well, actually, we need to confirm the statements. I'm not actually sure about that. And that would be fine if he was consistent with it, but he's really not.
A U.S. official confirms to ABC News one of the crew members has been rescued. Let's get right to Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz. Martha, what do we know so far?
We know that.
So the other one, MIA for the time being. But apparently one of the crew members has been rescued. Now, I don't know how reliable this information is because CENTCOM has been aggressively lying about it. And the first piece of information that we got on this incident.
You do not know how intelligence works. You don't give out all the information for the enemy to get a hold of so that they can actually, plan an attack or an abduction.
Came from Israeli news as well, and then also the American arm of Israeli news, CBS. So I don't know how reliable that information is either, if we're being fair, right? Just giving you fair warning here. It could be the case, certainly, that the search and rescue operations were successful and they got one out. It could be total bullshit.
Yeah, Hassan, we get it. You are pro-regime. I mean, I hope they paid you for the...
He sounded so upset about that, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. He did not sound happy that, they got rescued. Not surprising, though, considering, he is a huge terrorist sympathizer and would want to see every American who's pro-America die.
TV channel, I mean, they really love using your copyright, Hassan goes, nah, you're my buddies. It's a treat. Usually I'll charge, but this one's on me. I appreciate your work. Pizza's on me. Moving on to Asmin clowning Hassan for his outfit. Asmin roasts Hassan's drip.
NFT store with a Oh, my ape's gone. Those aren't even bored apes. That's a different line. Why does he spend so much money on this bullshit, man? I don't know why he spends so much.
Well, he likes his drip. He likes looking like a Ninja Turtle with a small head. Because I mean, come on now, Raphael had one of those, but his was cool. And at the same time, he wants to look like he's a cool kid flipping off an NFT shop or whatever, going, yeah, fuck the rich people, despite the fact that his dad's a billionaire, his mom's a millionaire, his uncle's a millionaire. His whole family is rich and inbred. So it's just kind of ridiculous, but not too surprising either.
Money on bullshit.
Yes, he does.
This is so stupid.
Yes, it is.
This looks like a fucking trench coat from World War I.
It
got
like a Nazi
recovered
trench
from
coat.
a ditch last month. It's in a museum now.
I think it's like $2,000 some odd dollars.
It's so awful. And I think that the last time that he had a good one was at the Streamer Awards, whenever he dressed up like Mao.
Well,
Yeah,
what do you know? The only outfit that suits Hassan is that of a dictator. Some things in life, they just poetically make sense, you know? They just fit nature perfectly. You know, I guarantee you, if Hasan was given the chance, he would become the most ruthless dictator in the world.
Oh,
Make no mistake, this guy's a complete psycho. The only reason he hasn't done any of that is because he's too busy bogged down by slop tubers and Asmongold.
Hell yeah.
Bro's political campaign is never working, right? Imagine he tries to run for like a political position. I mean, can you imagine how many times the clip of him shocking Kaya will be shared? He just knows it's an instant loss. Like from that day onwards, any sort of political career has been tanked. 2K plus to look like this, by the way. Bro, wish he had 1% of this guy's aura. Money can't buy good taste. Hasan is a textbook example of this. Oh my god, bro. You gotta hand it to the man for having consistently zero drip. Right, we got... That's a lot of things going on there.
Retarded.
This one's just an absolute classic. We got emo teenager Hasan, I guess. Whatever this is, it looks like a completely different person here. It actually looks somewhat normal here. And then we got this one with a bunch of garbage on his pants. Now click this video for yet another Diddy Pica meltdown.
Make sure you guys go check out more Pegasus and his full video. The MeatCanyon situation got worse. I mean, yeah, it kind of got worse. I mean, his reaction was kind of ridiculous, and calling MeatCanyon centrist was funny as hell, but, I mean, yeah. The dude will continue on, and as he continues on, so shall we. Pegasus will, I will, and so many other people will. So, hopefully you all enjoyed it. Make sure you guys go check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. I definitely did. Catch me for my next one, guys. Stay free, America. Love ya.